Quick geography lesson. I live in Tuscany, which is one of 20 Italian regions, each with their own distinctive dialects, culture, and most importantly, food. The mountain range you can see behind me, this is the Apennines, which goes all the way from the north to the south of Italy. But I live on the edge of Tuscany, which means that 20 minutes in that direction is Emilia-Romagna, 20 minutes in that direction is Le Marche, and 20 minutes in that direction is Umbria. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be visiting some of the other regions and telling you a bit about their food as well. So today I'm going to Umbria. You coming? And welcome to Città di Costello here in Umbria. They've got a truffle festival on today, so we're going to have a look around that, but I'm also here in search of something sweet. So I found what I'm looking for, which are these little cookies. They're called Fave dei Morti, which means biscuits of the dead. And they're made at this time of year only for the Festival of All Souls, which is next Tuesday. They're completely delicious. And so let's go home and I'll show you how to make them. So, welcome back to my Tuscan kitchen table. Let's start off by taking a look at the ingredients. So we've got 250 grams of ground almonds, 250 grams of sugar, 175 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of ammonia or bicarbonate of soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a sachet of vanilla sugar, the grated zest of 1 lemon, and then we've got 1 whole egg, 3 egg whites, and 10 grams of melted butter. So we start off by putting all the dry ingredients into a bowl. So we've got the almonds, the sugar, the flour, the bicarb, the cinnamon, and the sugar. And to that we add the lemon zest. There we go. And then with the spatula, we just give it a big stir around just to combine all the ingredients together. There's no need to sift for this. So the next thing we're going to do is to add the whole egg and the melted butter. And again, give those a stir around with the spatula to break up the egg and to start bringing the ingredients together. You want to really mix it through as much as you can. I've got a beautiful smell of lemon zest coming out of this. Ah, lovely. Okay, nice mixed all together. Okay, so we've now got a mixture which is a bit like breadcrumbs. What we then need to do is to take the egg whites and beat them to fine peaks. So I'm actually going to put these in my stand mixer here. And while I'm mixing, I'm going to tell you something very important, which is essential to make these biscuits work. So you start off very slowly, and then gradually bring the mixer up to medium. And then to full. So did you get that? Because like I say, that's really, really important, and without that information, the biscuits just won't work. Ma dai, sto scherzando, I'm joking. I didn't say anything. So, we're almost at the right consistency. Yeah. Give it another whiz. In France, they say that when the eggs are beaten, you get what's called the bird's beak, the bec d'oiseau. And there we go. As you can see, if I take my thing off, that little point there, that's the bec d'oiseau. That's what you're looking for when you're beating eggs. So what I then do is transfer my egg whites into the main bowl. Okay, I'm going to not put quite all of them because the size of your eggs makes a difference, and you don't want your pastry to be too wet. But what I'm then going to do is I'm going to start mixing in there with my hands and bring everything together into a dough. There we go, it's reaching the right consistency. What I'm actually going to do is to turn it out onto my board, and I've got a little bit of flour here ready to dust to stop it sticking. You could use flour, you could also use icing sugar. Just going to knead my dough a little bit more. That's it. You want it into a nice, consistent ball. Okay, a little bit more flour. It can be a bit wet, this dough, but that's okay. Tiny bit more flour. Okay, excellent. So there's my dough. So what I do now is I need to shape it into the small biscuits. I'm going to use my scraper to get rid of some of the dough that's stuck to the board. So what I'm going to do is cut the dough in half, and then I'm going to make this into small, about 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to roll each of these in the palm of my hands. This is where technique comes in. Again, put some flour on them to dust. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these out into tubes or sausage shapes with the palm of my hand. So, like this. It's easy if you do it with the palm of one hand, because that way you make sure that the sausage shape is even all the way through. Another one. One more. A bit of flour. Okay, and when I've got about 3 sausage shapes, I'm going to put them next to each other. I'm just going to cut the sausage things with my dough scraper into little shapes of about 1 centimetre each. The size doesn't really matter because you can actually make these in different sizes and shapes, but the bigger they are, the longer they will need baking. So then I take my baking tray, and what I then do, put a bit of flour on my hands to stop it sticking. is I take each ball, or each piece, I roll it into a ball between my hands, and then ever so slightly into a little sausage shape. And that's the shape that I'm trying to achieve with my things. Then put it on the baking tray. You need to make sure that you spread them out a little bit on the baking tray, because these do get a bit bigger during baking. 2. Ball and then roll. 3. Little ball and then roll. That's the technique. And place, there's the last one. Okay, so as you can see, my tray is now full and ready to bake. These go into the oven. They have to be quite a cool oven because you don't want them to brown. So they go in at about 160 degrees for about 25 minutes. So come back later and have a look and see how they came out. So when your biscuits come out of the oven, leave them to cool down before eating them, and they should be nice and crispy on the outside and soft in the middle. And then you can enjoy them with a nice cup of tea, or as I am, an espresso, or you could even dip them in a sneaky glass of Vinsanto if you want to be really naughty. Oh, the white truffles, by the way, if you want to know more about them, they smell really, really good. I will be doing a recipe for them and giving you more information about them later this week on the blog, so keep your eyes peeled. So, you know what to do for more recipes like this. Click the subscribe button below and enjoy. These are really, really, really good.